In this session, we will demonstrate the use of Database Cloud self-service portal by a self-service user. The self-service user has a special login into Enterprise Manager. None of the global menus like Enterprise and Setup are visible to the self-service user, and they are exposed to only the self-service or cloud capabilities of Enterprise Manager. To get access to additional Enterprise Manager capabilities, the self-service user will have to request additional privileges from the self-service administrator. To request a database, ensure that none of the quota limits have exceeded and click on the Request Database button. Select the desired service template by looking at the description and the details provided like version, memory, CPU, and other options. By default, a unique request name is generated for this request. Select the desired zone and click Next. Provide a username and password for the master account. This account will be used to perform all administrative tasks on your database. Click Next to continue. Select the start and end time for this database. For example, let's set the duration for this database to 2 weeks. And click Next. Review the request summary and click Submit to submit this request. Note that a new request is now visible under the My Requests table. Also, the quota limit for number of databases has gone up to 2. The memory and storage quota limits would be updated once the database has been provisioned. Click Refresh to update the progress of this request. Typically, it will take about 10 to 15 minutes to complete the request. Now that a request is in progress. In the meantime, let's take a look at an existing database. Click on the database link to view the database homepage. The homepage provides summary information, the connection details in case you wish to connect using SQL Plus or SQL Developer, the option to backup and restore, the list of jobs that are running on the database, and certain performance and monitoring data, namely the activity class, the number of services, the resource allocations like CPU allocation, active sessions, memory, and storage, and finally the top SQL that is executing on this database. You can also control the state of the database by clicking Shutdown or Startup. Now let's go back and review the chargeback information for this database. For this, click on the root breadcrumb and click on the Chargeback tab. By default, the charge summary for the last month is displayed on this tab. Since this database was created a couple of days ago, the charge summary for the last few days is available. You can also view details for your databases. The cumulative charge for every database is visible in this details table. You can also view all the charge plans that are associated with a particular zone. This zone selector will let you switch between different zones. Clicking on the target type will show you details of the charge plan. In this example, we are using the universal charge plan, which charges the user over the consumed CPU, memory, and storage. Finally, click on the My Preferences tab to set some preferences for yourself. A few preferences that you are allowed to set are your default zone, an email address to receive notifications, and flags to receive notifications when quota limits are reached. Now let's go back to the home page and track the progress of our request. Our request has successfully completed and a new database instance is now available for use. You can track the start and end dates of these database requests and also the zone they belong to. This concludes the demo.